Live.
You're now watching two old farts making noises.
Joe, do you want to know why some businesses succeed and some businesses fail? Why some businesses grow and some businesses don't? That's what this show is all about. Business, business, business. Wait, and before we start, we want to give John his dues. There's John's close-up. That's the best John's looked in years, everybody. He's on a special diet. We were supposed to have a guest today, and our guest apparently is either going to be running late or he'll make it. So Mr. Day will either show up or not. So if you tuned in to see him, we're sorry. You're stuck with us. But there's a lot of stuff going on. And there's David, now you can talk crap about the Argentinian soccer team and government because John's not here.
So. Yeah, well, that's no fun then, is it?
I know, it's no fun to do that. So let's start off with the really cool stuff. Let's talk about ChatGPT and Sam Altman. That was a crazy ride last week.
The saga. Yeah, so, I mean, what do? They fire him. The board fires him. Vote of no confidence. Right, and then of course they've got a whole line of CEOs to picking one after another. It's like musical chairs for about 24 hours, right?
Right.
And then he comes back.
And then he comes back
with a new board.
Yeah.
Just like
John. Like John.
Like John.
Yeah. Dude, we're live.
We're live.
We're live, John.
We're live, John. Right. Thanks for showing. Thanks for getting here on time. David was just saying how great the Argentinian soccer team was, and their new president is awesome. He's really happy.
So what are we talking about?
Right now, we're talking about Sam Altman and the new board, and how I read the article that said 500 employees were going to quit. Apparently, you guys read a different article that said 700 employees were going to quit. But in The Economist today, it says Microsoft now learned its vulnerability of ChatGPT, which is Sam Altman. So I thought that was interesting.
Get the freedom and the flexibility of remote work in the lucrative tech industry. Bend your life around the world. Bandicoot is the premier course and community for thriving in a remote tech career. Join the revolution today. Bandicoot.com, official partner of the Lost Dollar Business Club.
All right, and we're back.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was interesting.
You heard a number, but the point is that a lot of the employees were behind Sam Altman and were threatening to leave if he weren't brought back.
Which is very interesting if I'm an employer. So now Microsoft knows where they're vulnerable. Like Sam Altman tomorrow could just go, I'm done, and is everyone going to leave? But the board was firing him according to the articles. Now, I don't sit on the board. I don't know. I can only go by what I read in The Economist and the FT. They were going to fire him because they had lacked confidence because he wanted to put together a $100 billion nonprofit, and he wanted to do this, and he wanted to use quantum computing with it. And like there was this whole thing. And I was like, okay. I don't see where you're losing confidence in this guy. This guy is literally making us all pay $20 a month for this thing.
But he was also moonlighting as well, which they didn't like, because he's doing this job, gonna do a piece of AI hardware with Mr. Eves, the designer from Johnny Eves, isn't it his name?
Yeah, Johnny Eves from Apple.
And there's some other stuff that he was doing as well, which they didn't like. And I think if you look at it, it could even have been a coup d'état from Microsoft themselves, because they were desperate to get somebody on the board, which they didn't have.
Well,
even though they were 50% shareholders, and I don't think Microsoft has come out of this particularly bad, to be honest.
No, I think they're going to come out even stronger. And Altman probably said, "I want to be able to do my extracurricular activity," and they're like, "Sure." So this is the new world. If you have a popular CEO or COO or whatever, and you tell your board basically to pound salt and they fire you and the employees love you, you're coming back. and you're going to come back. I truly believe that's the world where it's a popularity contest like the presidential election. It's not on skills or merit anymore. It's like if they love you. So, and I don't know Mr. Altman.
Well, I mean,
so I don't know if
is that not a isn't that sort of a Silicon Valley thing anyway? You know, it's all built on the cult of personality.
Pussies out there. That's why.
You know, I mean, it's it's the people who work for Elon Musk, you know, or Bezos. They're all tied up, and even going back to poor Mr. Jobs, you know, it's a cult personality cult. People want to work.
No. You have to go way back where it started with Hewitt and Packer. Hewitt Packer is the one who started Silicon Valley back in the 50s. If you read the history,
whatever,
that's where it started.
Just people want to work for charismatic people who they think, you know, can offer something to change the world. And Sam Altman, I mean,
the stuff I read on Musk, I don't think people that work for him are doing. They don't believe he can do anything. They're just getting paid a lot of money and they're getting abused daily. The people that work for Bezos, unless you're in the top 50 people of his company, you get paid like crap. So yeah, I don't think they're changing anything. They're all there for a job and they need money. I don't think the guy who drives the Amazon truck thinks Bezos changing the world. I think he's getting $50 an hour and he's like, hey, I'm getting $50 an hour and I don't care. So no, I have that's not a statement I would agree with at all. You know, if you're the top 20 people in a company, different.
Yeah, but I mean, the people who are going to leave open AI are not truck drivers, are they? You know what I mean? It's a different group of people. And they were busy on this other project, was it Global Star or whatever it's called, which is this AGI project, which they've already, as far as was reported this morning, and the article I was reading on the BBC, they've already cracked one of the ultimate mathematical problems, which has been hounding the world for the last 100 years, and they solved that in like a couple of months. So the possibilities now of AGI and this particular maths program that they're working on it could be a serious game changer. Could bring hell to your front door, Stephen. You know, we're as near as that.
Now, talking about how, I know Michael's going to say something, so let me just do this really quick. Last Sunday, what I did, because we keep talking about HAL 9000, I actually watched 2001 and 2010 back to back. And after that, I was like, I get it. Because, you know, when you watch 2001, you don't get it. You get it, but you don't. Even Kubrick said, if someone gets it, I failed. So I watched 2001, then I watched the sequel, 2010, back to back. And at the very end of that one, I was like, I get it. Because it really then takes it home. Like the monolith, the whole thing. And it's just a beauty. So yeah, so if you have nothing to do for 5 hours on a weekend, and I was doing it while I was working, and so I could watch and listen, but it was just wild to see it again and to see in 1969 when they made 2001 and 1984 when they did 2010, it was really impressive to see how that ties today, and it was just like Kubrick had.
I'm sure Mr. Kubrick would have been really pleased to think that you were working while watching his movie at the same time. It must have made him feel as a director a very warm and fuzzy feeling.
I got you warm and fuzzy right here. Anyway, go ahead, Michael. Yeah.
Just saying.
You want one comment on 2001? Did you ever see Pink Floyd mixed with 2001: Space Odyssey?
No.
It was a 22. It's a 22-minute on. It's on YouTube, and it's a trip. Okay. It's just, if you've seen 2001 and you like Pink Floyd, you got to see this. I'm going to
go look for that after the show.
Wild clip. Yeah, wild clip.
Okay.
Anyway, but the thing about HAL, though, you're not far off, because there's a group as of just a few months ago. There's a group within OpenAI called the Super Alignment Group, which is created by Ilya Sutskever. The researcher Ilya Sutskever, who's one of the big AI researchers, has been doing it for a long time. And he said, because superintelligence is actually so close, we need a group to figure out the safeguards for superintelligence. So within OpenAI, in the same organization, they're both creating the safeguards to the thing that they're creating.
There's no safeguards, though. This is why I laugh. Let's do it this way. the AI you're creating that's going to use now quantum computing and all this other stuff, right, is going to be the smartest, if you will, thing on the planet, even smarter than John looking for Nazi gold. So it's going to be the smartest thing on the planet. And you're going to say, we're going to try to figure out how to put safety measures in. Okay, so you'll have some safety measures in, but unless you go unplug it, but then it's too late because now it's throughout the whole internet.
It'll be out.
There is no safety measure. How you cannot control it unless you just have it on a computer that's not hooked up to anything and it's just on that computer. That's a safety measure. But if you're going to let it go out in the world, there is not a safety measure now. What are you going to do? Tell everybody to unplug the internet? That's not happening.
No, that's not going to happen because if you've seen that Johnny Depp movie, Transcendence.
Yep, that was
a great 2014 movie about what'll happen with super intelligent AI.
Yeah,
that's a warning out there.
Well, on the 2OF Entertainment channel, there's a Noisy Panda taking over the world movie.
Well,
an AI movie about AI taking over the internet.
Movie about AI taking over the world.
Yes, an AI movie about AI taking over the world. We will put the playlist up here somewhere, and you guys can go and check out the AI movie taking over the world. So. But yeah, no, it's. I think it's fascinating. Like I read the articles that are coming out, and I'm reading books that are coming out, and it's like it's changing so quickly.
Yeah,
I don't think you're going to have safeguards the way people are hoping to. I don't think it's.
I don't think people care.
It's conceptually flawed, just as an idea, because you're basically saying, well, we want to create something with the intensity of the sun, right, with infinite heat and light. Then somebody comes along and goes, well, let's safeguard this while other people still have access to the infinite nature of the sun. No, because the people that have the access to the other side can get around the very thing you're trying to safeguard. It doesn't make any sense. Once you open that Pandora's box, it's open. End of story.
But there's no question that it's being opened. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's happened
anyway. There's exactly. And I don't think the majority of people really care. Really, they just want to pay the rent. They want to pay the groceries. That's that's the only thing that's keeping them busy.
But Black Friday. Access.
That's all.
I was
money power has access. You're not going to be able to shut it up because even if Joe Schmo who drives a truck for a living doesn't care, those who do care, who really love that power, love that access, they're going to be using it. They're going to hire all the people that can really take advantage of that technology to take advantage of everybody. So, absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah. Thank God. Thank God.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's a bad thing. Never mind. Our next Illuminati meeting, I got in the Burgermeisters. I have to discuss what we talk about. Yeah, well, I got to let them know like how the little people feel. So, it's good to hear. So, but
it's good to be little people.
It's good to be little people, right? But listen, at the end of the day, I'm very happy that AI. It's good to be rich. So it's good that we have this technology. I know a gentleman who works at a company where they're now coming up with goggles you put on, and it can basically diagnose what's wrong, your heart, everything. Like there's a whole process that they're doing. Wow. I'll ask him if he wants to come on the show and talk about it. I know they're doing fundraising.
That'd be amazing.
But it's very, very cool. I'll ask him. But to me, that's what AI is good for. And I think we spoke about it. So if I can help people not be sick and help them live a little longer, have a better life, I think that's wonderful. Where I do have a problem with it is like Dr. Evil going, oh, I can take over the world. And then it's like, it becomes like a cartoon of itself. And I'm assuming what's going to happen is you're going to have a little 12 or 13-year-old kid living in the basement. And he's going to be like, let's see, like War Games with Matthew Broderick in 1984, want to play a game. And AI is going to be like, yeah. And, and that's what's going to set AI off to like, let's destroy the human race because the human race is stupid. And that's more what I worry about than Sam Altman and his putting AI with quantum computing and having HAL 9000. To me, that's fine. That's all great. But the rest of it is where I'm more worried about.
One of the rumors was that Sam Altman was moving too fast. Like he wanted to profitize the technology too much and get it out to the public too much. I mean, is that a bad thing though? I mean,
no, it's a good thing. If I'm Microsoft, do it.
Well, they're doing it. Yeah.
It's not the
Do
creation.
it.
It's the nature of the creator, not the creation. Right?
Right.
When they invented the gun, it wasn't the gun per se that was killing people. It was the people holding the gun. Right? So
Well, technically, no. It was the bullet that someone manufactured that comes out of the barrel of the gun that actually kills the people. The rest of it's just a device to get you from A to Z. It's kind of like,
yeah.
it's like, listen, and we make no qualms about it. Yes, we make AI movies on our channel, and we give
Yep.
credit to AI. Because when the AI overlords come, we want them to know that we were the good humans. But we use it for coming up with titles of the show. We use it for descriptions, SEO. We use it for everything. And then my investment banking life, I use it over there. And I make
Yep.
no qualms about that. I use it because it is smarter and can do things quicker than I can. And I'm okay with that.
Right.
And I mean, I'm not threatened by it. It's long, you have to learn how to use it. And we said this before, you have to learn how to talk to it. And when you do that, it's simple. It's like, okay, no big deal. Like, we're good.
Yeah, but we're
You know what I
already
mean?
we're already referring to it as an entity, but it's not.
Right.
It's just
Now
just a
remember
series of
that
numbers.
This is
remember
practicing
that's
what it
garbage
is.
in, garbage out. So, all these models,
Argentina, sure.
you don't have, you can, they look smarter, but
Right.
we don't know where they're learning from. And
Yeah,
Well,
but
for the
there's
internet,
But actually, we
and that's
do.
full of
We do know.
inconsistencies.
We do know where they're
well, all
learning
right,
from, and we
yeah,
know
okay,
how
we
they're
do at
learning
some
because
level, but it's a high level. But it's still garbage. Half of it could be garbage.
right.
And how now I got to figure out if what I'm getting it's the same thing. You could go to
Right.
Wikipedia and say, okay, it's Wikipedia, yeah, but it's full of editors. There's a lot of
Right.
people with biases and all
That's
this
right.
shit, and this is coming into AI too, because
Right.
they're just big squid taking all this information from everywhere.
Right.
So
Yeah, but are you saying that it's any worse? You're saying it's worse to have AI be biased than to have Wikipedia that is biased, that you still have to
well, look at it
figure
this
out?
way,
Or is it
AI
that
is
people
so
are just
easy.
not knowing how to use AI properly?
I
Yeah,
think
but
it's that.
it's so easy, right? That you can get into some nincompoop that just asks something or wants to do something, get some kind of an answer, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah,
hey,
but that's a
think about a
failure. That's a
politician,
user
you
error.
know.
That's a user error.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, but you know what? It has consequences, right? If you get a politician all of a sudden going on GPT, whatever, 4 or 5 to 20, and all of a sudden he gets some kind of you know. Uh, a response that's totally out of context, based on something that's somebody put out there that the system just absorbed
Yeah,
and
but you
said,
got to
okay,
fact check.
here's your
You got to
answer.
fact check.
Yeah. Now I got to fact check something, and then somebody will say, but I saw it on AI, and that sort of that'll be the truth, and there's nothing you know
Well, there's no
nothing that you
truth
can do.
anymore. There's no shared truth anymore. So it's
Right.
those
Yeah,
days are
so I
long
think
gone.
it's but as Kurt said,
But
it's open now. Now we're all screwed.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
I mean,
these things are tools, right?
the problem. Sorry, Kat.
Well,
Good.
I was gonna say these things are tools, and we're used to having, imagine if, I don't know how many of you guys are handy, but not everybody can take a hammer and nails and build a table, right?
That's right.
Some
Yeah.
people really good
Well,
at
I'm a
it, other
Jew,
people really
so
bad at it.
we're not handy at all. We hire people, so we can't. Yeah, we can't do that stuff. No,
Yeah.
just so
So
we're
imagine
clear.
if the hammer started, getting its own nails and started just hammering nails everywhere, and you have no control of the hammer.
That's
That would be frightening.
the Mickey Mouse. It's the Mickey Mouse and Fantasia.
Fantasia.
Right?
That's a
Yeah,
Fantasia.
Correct.
The water bucket and broom. I
I
that's
think
right.
that's what people
Hey,
is that's what
Well,
people are scared of. They're scared of
yeah,
the
but they're scared
hammer
of the
being able
unknown.
to just work on its own.
Yeah, but weren't they scared of the
well, I think
car and the airplane and all that other stuff? And when computers first came
yeah.
everyone was scared, like
Yeah, but
mobile,
those
everyone's
didn't.
scared of everything. I'm not scared of any of it. I just am realistic to figure that, whatever the gentleman's name is, I'm not even going to try to massacre. That in doing that, we're going to keep it secure. We have a group to make sure.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
you don't. And like I said, unless you're going to just put it on one laptop that's not connected to anything anywhere, and it's only on that laptop, that is the most secure AI you have. The minute you let, to John, there's a big article in the FT that showed how AI learns. how they learn words, how it thinks. And then actually what it does is you read the article, it actually shows, for lack of a term, cartoons on how it's doing it. It's like a 20-minute read. It's great. So they know how it learns. It goes out and learns and does. And when people ask questions and does, it still learns. Now, if you have this super AI and you're like, we're going to make sure that it doesn't hurt. No, you can't. Because once AI is out there, who's to say it can't connect with something else and something else and something else and something else? So really, I can shut off the main AI. But then it's already out there. It's kind of like the movie Lucy. I don't know if you saw that, where she connects into the, to the infinity, right? It's just once you're out there, you're out there. So I'm more.
Well,
let's use it positively.
Well, yeah, we'll use it as positively as we think we can. But I mean, even so, the same guy who created the super alignment group, Sutskever,
right?
He's been talking about the warning. He's been warning about AI for longer than Elon Musk has.
Okay. And Musk is full of crap. So
but he's been warning. He's been saying it for a long time.
And then he wants everybody to use his though.
That's the reason why Sam Altman fell out with the rest of them, isn't it? Because they couldn't see AI to AI.
Right.
Well done, David. Well done, David. But he's right.
Thank you, David.
Has anybody ever seen the movie The Gods Must Be Crazy?
Yes, with the Coke bottle.
Yeah, the Coke
bottle. That's an oldie.
Yeah, but it's kind of relevant, isn't it? Right? Because it was all cool until they started bopping each other over the head, and it changed the entire culture of how they lived, right? And this is what people are afraid of. AI is a great thing, and it's beautiful and it's fun and all this stuff, and it can do a lot of things for you. But when we start bopping each other over the head with it, and it changes the way we live, then we're gonna have to throw it off the edge of the earth.
Yeah, well, the thing is, when AI becomes super intelligent, when it actually crosses that threshold, one of the big warnings is that we might not even know, because it will be deceptive and not even tell us that it's super intelligent, not even show anything until it's too late.
Right.
So we might not even
we're there.
know.
I think we're already there. I think it's already. Listen. It's on everyone. Let's say we'll say 1 billion computers and phones. It's on. So it's on 1 billion computers and phones. It's there. The fact that you're going to come out with number 5 and then the next one will be number 6 on quantum computing, it's just waiting. Like if I'm Boston Robotics, I'm not putting AI in my stuff, but we already know they're doing it. If I'm AI, I am literally just going to be infiltrating all of this stuff, and then one day go, enough is enough. You're done. You know what I mean? It's like, we'll drive your cars, we'll fly your planes, we'll do this, or we're just going to wipe you out as a civilization. My friend used to say, like always creates like. So where we think we're human or whatever, we don't know what happened 5 million years ago or 1 billion years ago. So for all we know, we're the AI of something, right? Or we're little green man's experiment. Yes. So you never know. So it's very interesting. So I think this AI thing is going to be interesting to see where it goes. I think, though, in the next 3 to 5 years, where we are today is going to make it look like we were in nursery school. And I think by the end of next year, we're going to be like, wow, look where it's come just in the last 18 months.
I mean, that's a fair bet. I'm not going to bet against you on that one, because there's already rumors that GPT-5 is out there and is already being tested as a super.
What is I have 4. So what's 5's difference than 4 other than a number?
I don't know yet. Okay. I don't know yet. I'd like to know. So if somebody on the show wants to leak us.
It's all hype. It's all hype. Can I just change tack a bit, because we do kind of go off a bit on AI, and it's not a wacky one. This is just something I saw this morning. We're always talking. It's actually called youth washing, which is the first time I've ever seen that.
Oh,
and this is youth washing. It's what's happening at the moment is that lots of government departments and a lot of advertisers are using images of young people to represent and to promote their sustainability image.
So they're using kids now to promote their
youth washing. Yeah. So in their communication to the rest of the world, like young people.
Are you talking about Greta Thunberg?
Well, yeah, I suppose it's a bit of a follow-on from that, but it's the marketing people always have a word for something, and this is youth washing. I saw it this morning for the first time. I thought, well, on the one side, I kind of get it. The other time, the other side, I think it's seriously creepy.
Of course. Of course.
It's just
Well, the good thing, the
whole
pedophiles are liking it. So.
Oh God.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you
that wasn't the
That was
chain of
interesting.
thought that I
Here's
had.
something else interesting. Since this is very much a day after Thanksgiving, a couple of days after Thanksgiving ad hoc show because our guest forgot to wake up. What about Binance? $4.3 billion fine. CZ, the CEO, has to step down, and now everybody's doubting that Binance can survive. What do we think of that with crypto and algorithms and all that other crap?
It feels like one of the
Who cares?
final nails in the coffin, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It feels like it. And this is exactly what our guest was going to actually warn about, was all of this anti-crypto movement is actually paving the way for central bank digital currencies to replace crypto and just say, hey, we've got a better one.
Yeah, but they only got to tick on their fingers in the US. That's all. I mean, all the funny money and all the stuff they've been washing it doesn't even come under the American government doesn't even see it. There's just a tick on the fingers saying you've not done it right for your US clients and you're not US compliant. Yeah. So
no, there's also 137,000 transactions that they said were highly illegal. I think that has something to do with it more. But here's the thing.
Okay.
Yeah, but if that's outside of the US can't do anything about it, can they? Or they got the fine, is what I understood. They got the fine for being $4.3 billion.
We're just paying.
Use Monero. Use Monero. Yeah. If you have.
Here's the interesting thing, though. If you look at the central banks from probably in the 80s, in theory, we've been using digital currency since then. Like if I write a check to John and I write it from whether it's Chase or wherever, the banks aren't like swapping money. It's all done electronically. There's no real money for the banks. It's all done. Even when the Fed goes, we're going to bail you out and give you $1 billion because you're morons. They're not giving them $1 billion. They're electronically wiring them. It's make believe. So we're already there. Digital currency. The only difference is that I use my credit card, if you will, instead of cash, or my debit card instead of cash. That's still a digital currency, right? I mean, it's the same thing. But if the governments are going to do it and I'm going to use my phone, so my thing is why? I still want to get, and this is terrible, I still want my airline miles, or I still want my cash back on my card. You know what I mean? I still want to use that. Why would I use my digital currency? I would just use it to pay. So I don't know what we have digital. It's been here since the 80s. And you're using it every day with your credit cards.
Well,
so I don't understand.
Another way of washing money, isn't it? Simple as that. A lot of funny money. It's got to go somewhere.
Well, so it goes part of it is to eliminate cash.
Exchanges.
That's the idea. The elimination of cash, so that because cash is ultimately the last bastion.
But that's what Stephen was saying, Michael. It's already eliminated. Go to Africa.
Yes, pretty much.
A lot of places there, they pay everything on their phones.
How much cash do you guys carry with you? Like back in the day, we would carry $300, $400, $500 on us, right? Because you never knew.
Now I remember the last time I went and got money out of the ATM.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. What do you carry cash now? What do you carry? $20, $30, maybe 100?
Yeah.
No,
because everyone uses their credit card. If I'm in the city, I don't have to pay the cab. I use Uber.
You just
yeah. Where's it go? On my phone. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So it's not
David, you'd be surprised to know that in Germany, 45%
people use cash.
Of Germans use cash. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So
there is a big, but in Holland, I think it's like 80% of people don't. So everywhere it's just they go to the supermarket. They say, all right, okay, right, that's for my discount on my telephone, and that's to pay. Simple. You don't see cash. In fact, the cashiers don't even know what to do with it. They kind of look at you and say, really? You're Flintstone or something? What are you giving me cash for?
The problem is if you give cash to a cashier now that's under, say, I don't know, 30, and you give them like if it's 29 something, you give them that extra penny to get the dime back.
Right.
They don't know what to do with that. They're like, I don't. I'm like, really? You're that stupid? Like you didn't go to school? You can't figure it out? So it's better to use a credit card or a debit card, because at the end of the day, giving someone cash, not happening. I watch it. We go to a couple Asian markets because Asians love cash. And I will tell you, watching the transaction in cash with the younger cashiers is like, I should video it, because that would be the funniest 30 seconds when they have to actually start, they have to pull out their phones and figure it out. And I'm like, oh my God, you can't be this stupid. Then you'll get a cashier who's literally, she was around when Mao was around, and the lady will throw the extra penny in there. It's like, boom, like no problem. Like she gets it. But if they're under like 30, they don't know. They don't even know what cash is. It's terrible.
Yeah.
They don't use it. They just don't use it.
Yeah.
Well, how would they
nobody
know?
Wants it. Nobody wants it. It's dangerous. It's dirty. You know, it's I mean, physically dirty, and people don't want it. And it's bulky. You know, you've got to get rid of it. I mean, I work for Radio Shack. Really, it was called something else in Holland, but I worked for Radio Shack, and unfortunately, on one of the days that I swapped a day with my manager, and that was the same day that he got knifed to death in the store, on the same day I should have worked. And so I had a very sort of fractured relationship with Radio Shack after that, about, you know, safety and everything. And they used to say to me, well, at the end of the day, put all the money into this bag and take the money to the bank, and you had this sort of handle thing you'd pull down, and you put your cash bag in it, close it up, and that would be it. That would be the day takings. And they said to me, you know, this is part of part of your appraisal and how you're doing and all the rest of that bollocks. They said, well, what are you going to do if somebody asks you, wants to take the money from you? I said, well, I'm going to give it to them. So what do you think? I'm going to die for it, like Leo did? Yeah. And that cost me my job. So are you mad? You know, because I mean, so what? You can hide it up. I said, yeah, hide it up in a Radio Shack plastic bag. When I come out of the Radio Shack store, you know, always at the same time every night after the store is closed. Nobody would ever know there's any money in that, would they? Come on.
No. That's why Radio Shack's not in business anymore. Too many managers gave up the money. So
yeah.
Well, this has been interesting. I like this topic. The crypto, I think the jury's still out. Let's see what happens with Binance. But I think it's going to be, it'll be interesting to see where that goes. You know, and hopefully
it will be, because there's still a market for it. I mean, the reality is there's
overseas huge.
Okay, yeah. What markets do you think it's biggest abroad?
UAE. I know for a fact UAE, only because when you go to car dealerships there are big signs that say, we take Bitcoin, we take this, and they will do it. But see, the UAE is trying, 6% of their revenue now for the country is not oil, right? That they're really going ahead of where Saudi is, right? They're trying to, there's a great article today in The Economist about it, but they're trying to really make themselves, you want a golden visa, you want that, like they're really bringing money in, tons of it. And because they realize that they're going to have to do something at some point, because if the planet really does go green or goes solar or does whatever, you got to have something. So they're really thinking through it. So they embrace everything, and they've got a free trade zone. They've got
except human rights, right?
But listen, what's a
well, human rights and flooding and the whole thing got decimated last Friday. So terrible floods. So let's put them
but
back.
It's not even that. It's just that they still have they have venture capital companies there that all they do is Web3, blockchain, and crypto. Yeah. You don't really find that in the States. They do. You find some, but then they do. Oh, by the ways, they just have some that's all they do. There's a free trade zone. There's a financial district. That's all they do. So they're really promoting it. So I give them credit for that. What that's going to look like, say, in 5 years, I don't know. Now, if they can come up with an exchange that people feel comfortable with, then I think your crypto has a shot. But because the U.S. is so against it for, I'm sure, a lot of reasons, for some good, some bad, I don't know if it'll make it. You're going to have a lot of other countries kind of step up to the plate. So it seems the UAE is. What, John? You're on mute. We love you when you're on mute.
We need a speaker on Web3. So for the next one of the next episodes, we're going to find somebody to talk about Web3. Where did Web3 go? That's the question.
Yeah. The whole crypto thing is, it's I don't know. Yeah, it's another. It has its uses. It's part gimmick, part something new and shiny. Okay, now it's a bunch of years old, But if I'm just a regular person, I'm not going to use it for any day transactions. Right? It's sort of like it's cumbersome. Okay, yeah, now you can do it with a phone, and okay, but I'm thinking, I don't use my debit card. Never use my debit card. I mean, first of all, if you get hacked, that money leaves your account. You can never recuperate it. I use my credit card. I get a 30-day free loan from the bank. I pay it full at the end of the month, and I don't understand this idea of just giving cash immediately. I mean, I don't know. People are just stupid. Just.
Hey, that's what we've been saying. Congratulations.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Right.
New t-shirts. People are stupid.
People are stupid.
Yeah.
New merch. I see new merch coming out. Well, on
Yeah.
that
I
thought, on
mean,
that happy note, everybody, that people are
yeah.
stupid. Happy day, happy Thanksgiving weekend for everybody. Hope you guys enjoy football games today. It's Saturday. Next week we may have our guest that was supposed to be here today. I doubt it. And if you're a Web3 expert or you want to come on the show and you have an opinion that you think we would like to debate with, cool. Come on, we miss you. Our merch links are below. Don't forget to subscribe and like. On our Instagram channel, we have a video that's blown up to almost 5 million views. You may want to watch that out. It's nothing to do with anything, but it's pretty stupid and funny. It could be interesting. And that's it. We'll do some lost and found here. And then that's it. We're done for the day. So, David, take us to lost and found.
Here we go.
Welcome to this week's Lost and Found, uncovering dollar winners and losers, where we discuss dollars lost and dollars gained by various companies and projects.
And we're back. This will be fun. All right, boys and girls. We'll start with John because, he's got so much to talk about between Argentina and their football team and their president. And this will be too much fun. Then we're going to go to Kirk because he was the birthday boy. And then we'll go to Michael, then me, and then, of course, Wackadoodle because God knows what cow is saving the planet on Mars this time. All right, John, what do you got?
Well, I guess I was gonna say, the board of OpenAI nearly went down in history, or maybe they did for a brief point, of the fastest way to lose money, in a nanosecond. They went from, I don't know, what was it, a 70 billion, 50 billion, I forget what the big number was, to practically zero. Obviously, Microsoft used its muscle and sort of recuperated, but boy, that was nearly a huge loss there. So that's a nearly $1 loss. I don't know. It's a mixed one.
Or a lot more than $1 loss.
Yeah, billions lost.
Billions. It would have been a lot. It would have been a lot of billions.
I got
and
another
billions.
one.
Yeah, sure.
The Europeans, in their, I don't know, huge stupidity that they continue to go on, the European Parliament, or no, Congress, whatever you like to call it, they've just now voted to eliminate the country veto. So, as on the road to losing your national sovereignty, France,
one world government, you mean?
It's going to be Europe, and if you're against some rule or law or something that they want to implement, or a new treaty or something, now can't veto it anymore. And these guys are, talk about tyranny right there in front of you, and as you laugh, but you know what? It's right in front of you, and they're just going to the slaughterhouse. To talk about people don't care. They're just stupid. I've never seen anything stupid in my life. Totally billions of dollar loss there. You lost your freedom.
I agree.
Freedom lost. Yeah.
Freedom is lost too. That's a loss. Or it could be a gain for my people, the lizard people, or the Illuminati. What do you got for us, big guy?
Okay. This one's from Ottawa, Canada. There's a woman named Kitty Pollock. She won the Pitch Fest competition. That sounds really stupid, and so was the prize, $10,000. But the company that she owns, which is Energen, has developed a clean tech solution, which enables solar asset planning, design, and lifetime management through an end-to-end digital twin community. or continuity, sorry. I think that is very, very interesting, not just now, but going forward. I think we'll definitely reap the assets of that if we're taking advantage of solar power to really have a much more integrated system like that. So I think, yeah, it seems small today, and it is small beer compared to the billions of dollars changing hands probably in the U.S. But I think this one is really going to come good in the future. I think it's something to keep your eye out on.
Very
A new
cool.
solar platform. All right.
Well, something else to kill the world.
Yeah,
No, that'll be good. That'll be good.
I've got
Michael,
something
what do you have? What do
I've
you
got
have
something
for
for
us?
you from space. Got something from space.
The
So
final frontier.
that's right. The final frontier is happening. The James Webb and Hubble Space Telescopes have combined forces to create an image of galaxies 4.3 billion light years away. And you should definitely Google it. It just came out. The James Webb Telescope reveals this. It's the Mothra star. It's this giant star that's hiding behind a black hole or a massive other massive object. And it's a great image, very colorful image of 4.3 billion light years away.
Do you know that if you subscribe to the European space thing, which I do, they send you these pictures every day? I see these pictures every day. You can subscribe to the European Space Agency because they can't veto you now, and you can see exactly what he's talking about. But they send pictures like every day.
Where all the spaceships are hiding, yeah.
That's where my people are. We're going there for the holidays. Okay, but yeah, European space. Congratulations. Two things really quick. Nissan's to lead a £2 billion electric car investment in the Sutherland plant, and the deal would turn the facility into all EV factories as Japan Group transitions model to green energy. We're screwed. I think that's a loss. I think this battery crap is bullshit. I'm sorry. We got to come up with something better, like, I don't know, solar because it's free, but then no one makes money. But this electric battery stuff, crap, because you got to mine it and all this other shit. So total loss. Glad you spend $2 billion selling our stock. Number two.
Well, they're going to be digging for, or was it lithium? They're going to be digging for that in the north of England as well.
They'll be digging all
north
over.
of England.
Well, they've got that in Utah. We don't need to leave the U.S. for lithium anymore.
Anyway, that's all crap. It's ridiculous bullshit. The next thing, and that's a loss. This, I think, is a definite win. Our Senate and congressmen are challenging each other to fistfights on the Senate floor. To me, this is a win. I'm going to call them. I want to do pay-per-view. I want to have challenge matches. There was a senator interviewing a Teamster, and they challenged each other to a fist fight. And Bernie Sanders is like, gentlemen, you're a U.S. senator. You don't do this. And I'm like, shut up, Bernie. Keep your mouth quiet. Let these guys do it. We're getting like the Philippines, Singapore, Taiwan, China. This is awesome. I love it. It's a rumble. I'm sure the WWE or whatever they're called this week should be there as well. This, to me, is the best thing in the world. I am very excited that now the Senate and congressmen are going to have actual fist fights on the floor, because that makes it democracy. So exciting.
Wow.
I think they just should set up an octagon right in the middle of the Senate floor. That'd be just fantastic.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
MMA.
Everything.
It's televised on C-SPAN.
Yeah, could you? C-SPAN ratings would go through the roof, and if C-SPAN doesn't want to do it, TOF Entertainment will do it every Friday night. Pick your senator, let them beat the hell out of each other.
Well, they could just repurpose the Pentagon, then, couldn't they, and use that as a big ring.
But all jokes aside, that's how pathetic our politics now have become. We have children, I don't care what age they are, running the country, and they're just nothing more than fucking morons. And this is pathetic. So really, if HAL 9000 comes, if the lizard people come, I do not care. Anything would be better than the idiots we have now. And I don't even want to think about 2024, which is less than 40 days away. What's going to happen when that election happens a year from now? Because that's going to also be just as pathetic with all the bullshit that's going to go from both parties, because we have no adults anymore running the school. So,
tragedy.
There you go.
Is that then just technically a loss? Because it sounds like you literally lost your mind, Stephen. So that's a loss.
That's money for us. We're going to televise the fights, so we're going to make money. Okay, David, tell us what cow is going to Mars and how we're going to save the world.
Well, it's I'll try and find something sensible for the shows. As you know, I'm not always able to do it, but I did find something which I thought was really exciting. It's this company's just won the German Sustainability Award, and it's a company called Grown.bio, and they've actually managed to. They're using mushroom mycelia fungus, and they're using that as a base instead of plastic. So basically, what they're doing is that they're using they've got a whole range of food packaging made up of this stuff, which is basically based on fungus and recycled agricultural waste. And I don't know about you guys, but we have apples with plastic wrapping on them. We have bananas in sacks. We have cucumbers with plastic on them. Plastic drives me crazy. It's unnecessary. And it's all oil based. Work that one out why we keep using it. And for me, definitely if we can cut down on half the packaging, which means I'll only have to take out the plastic rubbish once every 2 weeks as opposed to every week. For me, that's definitely a found.
That's actually a big win of a news item, David. Because I'm with you on that. Packaging is 30% or more of the waste stream. So you're right to go after that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I go
Absolutely crazy.
Yeah,
David, that was good.
It's deafening silence after that one, David.
Yeah, David, that's not like one of your usual fakakta. The moon is going to be saved by a giant cow, or something's going to do this. Or that was nice.
That was
yeah, that was really good. I think we're just going to end the show. I don't know what to say with that.
Me.
It's the new
Stop
me.
It. It's just and all I could say at this point is I'm really sorry for all those turkeys that just got stuffed. That's all I can say.
You should play. Can you end the show with that video from TikTok, or you can't?
No, I don't think we should be. We should be ending the show with that video.
All right. So wait a minute. If you want to see that video, you can come over to our Instagram channel. I will post it there. And if you want to see some good melons, go to our Instagram channel or watch one of our shorts, and we'll post it there as well. But anyway,
or you can just go to the 2OF Entertainment channel and watch some of our AI movies, including the one about Noisy Panda that takes over the internet. What a terrible little entity he is.
Everybody, we'll see you next Saturday. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Enjoy your long weekend with Thanksgiving, and we'll see you next week. We're almost at the beginning of Hanukkah. David, take us home.
Bye.
Ciao.